Hello, I'm Hynson-Ringgold Johnson, Washington College's community historian for the Chesapeake Heartland Project, whose purpose is to preserve and digitize African American history in Kent County, Maryland, and beyond. I'm here with my colleague Pat Nugent, Deputy Director of the Starr Center for the Study of the American Experience. Standing in the gardens of the Hynson-Ringgold house at the corner of Cannon and Water Streets, since 1950, this house has served as the official residence for the college's president. But this house and block also have a deeper history at the Center for the American Experience in Chestertown. I know the history well because I grew up right here on Cannon Street, which was the dividing line for Water Street. In earlier times, this same Water Street was divided with different names. Everything to the north of Hynson-Ringgold House was Water Street, reserved for the well-to-do white families of Chestertown. To the south was Front Street, primarily for the freed African-American community. So this very house was on the dividing line between the elite side of Water Street and the free black community. While everyone wasn't on equal footing, the communities lived right next door to each other and mingled regularly. It is a microcosm of the American experience in so many ways. The house behind us was constructed in 1742 and owned by Nathaniel Hynson. In the century following it, it would be owned by different slave owners and occupied by no less than 25 free and enslaved African Americans who helped build and maintain the house, gardens, kept it well stocked, warm, operated the kitchen, welcomed guests, and so much more. Throughout those very same decades, Chestertown's first enclave of free African Americans sprang to life right here on Lower Cannon Street. Many of the county's earliest known African American landowners lived on this block and subdivided their land and selling smaller plots to other free African Americans. African American churches, businesses, and social organizations were founded on this block in the 1820s and 1830s. Levi Rogers operated the Cape May Saloon right around the corner, and Maria Bratcher ran an ice cream shop across the street.
Thanks, Airlie. I'm Pat Nugent, Deputy Director of the Starr Center, and work with Airlie on the Chesapeake Heartland Project. I'm standing here in front of the Hynson-Ringgold house in Chestertown, Maryland. In the years between 1853 and 1862, the Hynson-Ringgold house was owned and occupied by U.S. Senator James Alfred Pierce. An early alumnus and part-time professor at Washington College, Pierce's relationship with slavery was a complicated one. During the Civil War, Pierce strove to maintain the Union while also vehemently defending the right to own slaves. Pierce also served as defense attorney for his African-American neighbor, Levi Rogers, who was a freedman prosecuted in 1859 for illegally leaving and re-entering the state of Maryland. In February of 1864, one of Senator Pierce's servants, a freedman named Moses Berry, enlisted in the United States Colored Infantry and fought admirably in the Civil War. After his service, Berry returned to work for Pierce's family as a gardener, later moving to Washington, D.C. with his wife Henrietta. Airlie and I have been leading walking tours on this block for the past 4 years. We are fascinated by the way that one block can hold so much complexity, so much of the American past, slavery and freedom, oppression and resilience, elite power, and grassroots entrepreneurship.
It is a complicated history of places like these and the resiliency of men and women like Levi Rogers and Maria Bratcher that inspire us to keep the past and present in dialogue with one another, to continue to support the colleges and the community's unflinching research and interpretation of the past. We appreciate you watching. To learn more about the Asterisk initiative, please visit our website or feel free to reach out to us directly to find out how you can become involved.